What's up, everybody? Jabohabo is back as promised. So this video is going to be about finding food specifically in the winter, which I know has been a bit of an issue and has been requested by quite a few people. But I had to actually wait until winter, or at least the onslaught of it. I know it's winter for a lot of our country anyway, in the U.S. But I just wanted to get a start on this before it starts getting too cold. It's the beginning of my work week tomorrow, so I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to be able to get done today. I might end up having to section this out a little bit, but that's fine. Anyway, we're going to start this out. So over here, this is common thistle. Can't tell if it's bull thistle or a milk thistle. Those really white veins tell me it might be milk thistle, but it could also just be a young bull thistle, which is fine. Now, you can make life a lot easier on yourself by bringing a knife when you go to collect. I do not have a knife on me, so I'm going to put you down for a moment and use this here handy shell I found, because I'm on the beach. Alright, so that worked pretty well. Broke my shell, but that's alright. Made a pretty clean cut too, look at that. There's always something you can use. So, this is covered in thorns, so what I'm going to do is make you guys wait one more minute. Well, for you it won't be a minute. I'm going to find another shell or maybe a piece of broken glass, something that I can use to prepare this real quick, and I'll show you how to eat this sucker. Alright, so I don't have a knife, so I use this stick here, which turns out is also a briar branch. See the thorns? Probably not the best choice. Oh well, like I said, you can bring a knife to make things easier on yourself. I did not, so it will not be easy on me. And I use this jagged piece of shell here to chop off all the branches. Now, you can take all the leafy parts off of the little branch offs here. That's all the green, not just including the thistles, but just leave this little vein here. And you can eat that like celery, just like we're going to do with this guy. So give me a second, I will get that prepared as best I can. Remember, I'm using a seashell, so give me a moment. Alright, so that was actually a little easier than I thought it would be. With the shells, I picked up another one to hold it down with and just scraped it off. It came off relatively easily, really. Here. Try to get this to zoom in here a little bit. There is no thorns left on it, I don't think. You gotta be careful with the thistle, because some of them can be pretty thin, and you don't want to be swallowing any of those. So, see? Or without any dirt on it. So, it's going to be the same. Now, this is a little late in the year. Now, obviously, this is a second time growth for this plant. These are perennials, as most of what I'm about to show you is. The cool part is there are a lot of different kinds of thistle, and they're all pretty much edible. Now, the even cooler part is if it is later in the year like this is pretty woody, but not terrible. Now, the cool part is this is not how they actually taste, because, like I said before, we are on the beach. So if you forage on the beach, anything that you pick is going to be salted, which is kind of cool, really. So what you can do, even when it's a little older, you can actually just chop it up and throw it into a little pot for stew. And it'll both flavor the stew and impart all the fantastic medicinal qualities of this, which thistle has a lot of. Milk thistle helps with the liver and kidney function. It helps to heal the liver too. It's really cool. Milk thistle. Now, This is not verified, don't quote me on this, but apparently, maybe some of you might know, milk thistle can actually help a woman start to lactate if she's having issues doing that and she's nursing. Again, I don't know for sure. I can't tell you. Never had the issue. But yeah, it's actually pretty cool. And there's a few other ones here that I could show you too. Like I said, I'm going to be doing this video in parts to show you where I'm going here. I'm going to munch on this for a little bit. There we go. So, one of the coolest ones I wanted to get to before I ended this section is actually this guy. So this guy right here is some pretty cool stuff. This is I believe this is either curly dock or some other kind of dock, but you can tell the seeds here, if you look at them, they're actually triangular in shape. There's, I believe, 3 sides to them. Yeah, there's 3 sides to them. So this is some kind of duck. Now these seeds are available year-round because they grow year-round and are super hardy. Now, what you can do with these is either grind them up and throw them into some hot water or some hot porridge, which, yes, you can make a hot cereal out of this, or even cooler, you can take this stuff, grind it, whole and all, it's edible, wash it off and dry it, of course, get all the little bugs and whatnots on it, unless you don't care, and the whole thing is edible. You could turn it into bread. Now, if you're how a lot of people are, you're like, oh, I can't keep eggs and everything to make it a bread, it would be a flat bread. That's true. Most of the time it will definitely be a flatbread. But in the next section, I will be showing you some stuff that can change that. So keep an eye out for that. I may be posting this video here individually. Here, look, there's another one here. And they are super easy to harvest. These are 2 different kinds of ducks, you can tell, but still the same. You can tell by the seed, again. Triangle shaped. Now, these are available year-round, and you can get a decent amount. That was just one little section there from that one, and one little section from that one right there. Now, you can get a pretty big amount of this stuff in no time at all, really. And here, you can see, I can't go in there right this second, but I will likely do so next week when I show you the other addition to the wild bread, and hopefully by the end of the series, or at least a couple episodes in, we will be making some wild bread out here with my cook stove setup and a iron pot, or some kind of pot, period. And we'll be getting into that one a little bit, but you can see out there, not sure if I can zoom in, I can't, but right there, that stalk is cattail. Now, if you've ever been around the stuff, you know what cattail is. You can probably identify it in spring, fall, winter, summer, any time of the year. Now, the cool thing about that stuff, as I mentioned in the previous video, is year-round you can actually dig up the root or the tuber. And it's a long taproot that will go down a bit and then veer off. That's the long taproot part. You can just cut the rest of it off, or if it's early enough in the season and the leaves are still green, you can actually chop up the leaves and make kind of a stir fry with them. Fry them up in some oil that kind of textured like noodles. I have not tried that yet, so again, don't quote me. And it can actually replace a lot of the starches and stuff. You can actually mash up the root with a little bit of water, strain it off, let that dry, and it can be a soup thickener. Just put that in a separate container, toss it into whatever soup you're making. You don't have to worry about buying starch anymore. all you have to do is find yourself a little marshy area like this. Now, just a little side note, it's always confused me a little bit. We got this freshwater marsh and then the beach. I don't know, it's probably common. Someone's probably gonna explain it to me in the comments. It's all right. But like I said, you can grind this stuff up here, add that in as a binder. It won't be as crumbly. And we will be adding all this stuff together. Now, everything I show you is not just going to go into the bread, but some of it is. Make a kind of a meal bread deal for winter or late fall. And a lot of the stuff I'll be showing you is along this path here. And like I said, the really cool part about harvesting next to the ocean is anything, including the freshwater stuff, which I don't really get it, but the tide gets up pretty high. But it's all going to be salt flavored or be salty, which means you're not going to have to season it very much, which is kind of cool, really. And I will be making separate videos for each of the things I'm showing you here to show you the medicinal qualities of all this stuff, because as I'm looking around here, a lot of this stuff is just straight up medicine. And we will be getting into all of that as we go along. Now, I'm going to have to end it here and head off, but Jabo's going to be back, and I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be able to help you guys again. Even if YouTube did demonetize my channel because I started talking about Christ, which, that's all right. It makes perfect sense. But God bless you all. I pray for everybody watching my videos all the time, and I do what I can to help. I know it's not a whole lot, and it's just me, so I can't really reach all of you. But I do try to do what I can, because like I said, I was in the situation myself, and we're all, if you're a believer, we're all brothers and sisters in Christ. So it is what it is, and I'm going to be doing what I can. But hopefully this is going to be the mark of a triumphant return, because there's so many things around here that you can munch on, eat, and just literally sustain yourself with, not just snack on every now and then. But we'll get into all that later on. But I look forward to seeing you guys later on, and God bless. Stay in your Bibles. There's some stuff coming. I love you guys, truly do. And Jabo out.